So Steve, what are you doing, buddy?
Oh, this is tyre repair Mac 5 or 6. We repaired the tube that had the pinch flap and everything looked rosy. It was holding air. I went to move the bike and the register showed 0. So I thought it might have been a fault. So I reluctantly pushed the tyre and it's flat as. We're just going to repair this other tube and see if that makes any difference. The sun has gone down, well, it's certainly setting, and we've just finished work. I don't know how many times that tyre has been off the rim, 4, maybe 5. We're hoping we fixed the problem. Alright, let's do a stock take. I've got the compulsory spare tyre. That's my original. That's got a gash in it that we do have the ability to repair if it comes to that. In there I've got 2 repaired tubes just in case. I'm running Tom's old tyre that he swapped out at Kununurra, and in there is a repaired tube as well. By coincidence, Tom's as well, but that's a heavy duty tube which is sometimes difficult to repair. What could possibly go wrong? We're only, I don't know, 6 hours of riding from Broome, and that's the nearest place that's going to sell tubes if they've got them in stock. So it's going to be an anxious day for me personally.
Well, Steve, what's going on, buddy? Your light's not working?
One is the battery's just collapsed. What a horrible way to start the day. Flat battery, and I did have it running this morning. I usually start the engine as part of my morning routine so that I know the tyres are inflated and the engine's running and everything's good, and then to hop on the bike after suiting up and then hit the start button and nothing. That's a bit unusual. Anyway, we tried push starting, and these are a mongrel to push start. I know that from previous experience. So before I left Perth, well, some time ago, I fitted a jump start Anderson plug connected to the battery. Thanks to Ride With Me, Colin Bayman, Perth Adventure Riders, and Kotz has had his bike modified as well. So it's just a matter of hooking up effectively the 2 bikes together and away you go. So yeah, certainly worth the trouble to go to for that. Anyway, look, the last 24 hours have been absolutely horrible. One of the worst days I've had adventure riding. However, the boys kept reminding me that we were pretty lucky. We were in a shaded area, access to fresh water, showers, clean conditions. So that was a lot better to spend 24 hours there swapping out tyres and tubes and repairing punctures than being on the side of the road. If I was on the side of the road for that period, I would have started running low on water, and that would have just added to the anxiety. So we think we've got the problem sorted, albeit with a repaired tube. Hopefully it'll get us to Broome, where we can buy some more patch gear and a couple of new tubes. Alright, we've got to get out of here. That involves 4 creek crossings first. We got in, we should be able to get out. At least he didn't lay it over in the water. It could have been fatal. we're about to turn back onto Gibb River Road. I think they're the King Leopold ranges to our front. I believe there's some controversy about that. I'm going to change the name. I don't know King Leopold, but apparently he wasn't a very nice fellow. So yeah, head west for about an hour and then we'll hit the blacktop all the way to Broome. My back tyre's blown again. I'll limp down to the shade in this creek line. Hopefully without wrecking the tube or wrecking the tyre. There's water there. At least I'm not going to perish. It's going to be another shitty day of adventure riding, I think.
What are you doing, Steve?
Yep, I'm hands free.
We're going to change it.
Maybe when you guys are working, I'll stay here.
Right. We're going to change a flat tyre because, hey, clear skies, sunshine, waterways, native wildlife.
Yeah, makes sense.
Hopefully they'll slow it down. I don't know, Tom, that patch looks like it's held.
Right, let's check the tyre, buddy. Yeah, we just like changing tyres at picturesque spots. Yeah. See you guys.
Alright, it looks like the patch has failed. Tom's puncture was a pinch flat, quite a big hole, and it looks like that tear continued on underneath the patch, so that's what's failed the patch. So in amongst the group we've only got one new 17-inch tube, and that's Cott's. He hasn't used his, so he's donating that to the cause in the hope we can't do more than that. I mean, you know, yeah, new tube should get us there, fingers crossed. Well, Tom tells me there's another creek line 10 kilometres up the road which should be suitable for swapping out tyres, so we'll aim for that. He's a funny guy. Well, at least my bike started. Hopefully the battery's recharged sufficiently to keep me out of trouble. This blacktop won't be for very long, just until we get through this range. So yeah, I've lost count of how many times we've had to repair punctures. That must be number 6, I think, at least. And we've exhausted all our new tubes now. I use Cott's, so all we've got left is 2 patched tubes. If it comes to that. Alright, this is effectively the end of the Gibb River Road. Turn right to go to Derby. There's nothing in Derby for us, we don't need fuel. Turn left to go to Broome, 211 kilometres, so just over a couple of hours of riding. We'll stop for fuel before that. See you on the other side. Break, and I'll stick 20 bucks worth of super duper stuff in just so I don't suffer fuel stress. We've got about another 160 k's I think it is to get to Broome. Looks like the other boys got the same idea. No, they don't have premiums, 91 octane, that's alright. I just wanted to treat the girl to something special. Alright, about a bite to eat, refuelled, and contacted caravan parks in Broome. They're quite busy there at the moment. There's some sort of, I don't know, Pearl Festival going on. So the town's busy, but we've been able to make a booking for 2 nights at one of the caravan parks, so at least we're guaranteed a place to stay. So yeah, a couple of hours we should be there. Broome. All we have to do now is find the caravan park. Well, welcome to Broome. Alright, walking pace only. Left and left. Number 93. This is left. There's the toilet block in there, I believe, or something like that. Laundry. Trying to look for, oh, there we go, 94, 93. Boom, looks like we got neighbours. Alright, we're having a make amend day in Broome. The initial thing we must do is try and source a couple of spare tubes, because between 3 DR650s we don't have a tube between us. So there is a motorcycle shop in town. He's a Kawasaki dealer. We'll see if he's got any tubes available. Well, that was a good outcome. His inventory showed that he had nil in stock, but he said, I'll go and have a look. And yeah, he's been able to produce 3 tubes, so each one of us have got a spare new tube now. From here we're going to go to Repco and just see if we can top up our patch repair stuff. Alright, I was able to pick up myself a self-inflating mattress as well from next door. Seen mine has sprung a leak over the last few days. Wasn't my cheapest purchase. Anyway, yeah, from here we'll go and resupply. Seeing Woolworths is just down the road, rather than make a second trip later on today, so we'll do that now. And pretty much that's all we have to do. Alright, we've resupplied, and by coincidence there was a smoke shop there, so I was able to buy the smokes. Now what we've got to do is get our sorry asses home over the course of maybe 4 or 5 days, but that yeah, that'll be from tomorrow. Must be a new housing development here in Broome, and I believe Cable Beach is closed to access for vehicles until September next year. Doing some work out there as well, which is a bit of a shame, because that's always a bit of fun, riding on the beach or driving on the beach. Well, interestingly, Paul knows one of the blokes here at the RFDS, the Royal Flying Doctor Service. He knows a bloke who's a nurse on the aircraft, and they've agreed to show us around their depot. You don't often get the opportunity to do that. And for those not familiar with the RFDS, you know, they provide emergency services, emergency evacuations from some of the more remote areas here in Australia. They provide a very, very good service. Tom can vouch for that after his episode in the Simpson Desert, breaking his leg. And yeah, a lot of adventure riders and adventure rider organisations donate money to the RFDS because you know, there's occasions where you might need them. Yeah, very good charity to donate money to. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
We actually had a horrible last weekend. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. Yeah, there are a couple of things like that to get that straightened out. I'm broken with that. Don't get me into this. Yeah.
That's good, that moves my helmet face. No, you don't get the opportunity often. Very interesting. Unfortunately, there were no aircraft on the ground. They're all out. He said they do have 3 aircraft here, but yeah, they're all working. Oh, we've got to get a bit of weight on here to open the gate. Yeah, so very interesting. Thank you, Daniel, and the RFDS. From here, a couple of us are going to refuel, make our way back separately. There's the man. And go back and we'll probably have fish and chips on the beach, I think, and watch the sunset. Not a bad way of spending the day. We're going dinosaur hunting, whatever that means. We're just alongside their race course. The conditions have got a little bit tricky. Well, let me explain what's going on. Apparently there's dinosaur footprints that you can only see or access during low tide. That's why we're out so early. So yeah, we're just making our way. I mean, they're not signposted, they're not marked, they're not anything. We've got a compass bearing and some other information, but yeah, there's no guarantees we're actually going to find these things. So yeah, I don't think we were expecting this. Anyway, we'll make our way to a car park and then go on foot to see if we can find these things. It's low tide at the moment, and I'm not sure how much of it's going to be exposed, but we'll go and check it out, eh? I know the lighthouse has some bearing, if you'll pardon the pun, on how you locate these things. Tom's coming back. It's going to be difficult to turn that R1200 around in these sort of conditions. Oh, I see people down there, but I think it's a case of trying to look for a needle in a haystack and see how we go. But I'm not hopeful. So the tides here must be massive.
How you get to scramble over those?
Well, we think we're onto something.
It's not to say there's not others over there.
Yeah, the tide comes in quick. Well, we did find one, or 2 actually. The 3 fingers, or the 3 toes. Geez, the tide comes in quick and conceals them. Yeah, we think we found another one, but who knows? Were they dinosaur footprints? I don't know, it could have been, but anyway, it's been something a little different for us. Never having seen that before, or in fact been down that part of the Broome foreshore. From here we'll go back, we'll pack up and then start heading south. We don't have much to look forward to today, about 5 hours of transit on blacktop on the Great Northern Highway. Heading south past Samphire Roadhouse, where we'll get fuel. It's 300 kilometres down the road. And then a couple of 100 kilometres after that we turn left onto the dirt, onto Borline Road. So by then we'll be looking forward to that, and a bush camp somewhere on the side of the road, somewhere between Sandfire and Marble Bar. Okay, we're off. Most viewers would know that I do have a BMW R1200 at home, a GSA. It's done a lot of work over the years, and I do lean towards that bike because it beats the big Outback kilometres easily, and I do bang on about its versatility. It's only limited by the pilot, by the skill set of the rider. They are a very versatile bike, but having said that, obviously the DR650, the tractor of the desert, this thing is just as versatile when you consider some of the snotty terrain we've been on and through, and now we're about to sit on the highway, the blacktop, at highway speeds, 110 kilometres an hour for the next 5 hours. So although it's not ideal, it's certainly capable of doing that. And I think by the time we get home we would have covered about 8,500 kilometres. So yeah, not bad for a dual sport 650 single. Anyway, we'll get underway. See you on the other side. Finally, we bridged the Borline Road. That was painful. None of us have enjoyed it. But we'll be on the gravel now for some days, thankfully. But I've been on this road a couple of times before. It's a good road for our purposes. It goes through what used to be a couple of communities, Shea Gap and Goldsworthy. There's nothing there anymore except concrete slabs and a disused railway line. We'll ride for about an hour or so and then we'll pull up and find a suitable bush camp. Yeah, thank goodness that's over. I mean, we did stop at Sandfire Roadhouse for fuel and a bite to eat. Our next fuel stop now won't be until Marble Bar, which will be, I expect, sometime tomorrow. So yeah, we did break up the journey a little, just as well, because yeah, we're all feeling a little bit fatigued. Well, we've slowed down, time to look for a bush camp. What an absolutely stunning backdrop. There are some magnificent vistas coming along this section. Absolutely beautiful. So yeah, it'd be nice to wake up to in the morning. Anyway, we'll see how we go. Right, this is not the road we want to be on. We want to continue straight ahead. But my guess is Tom is just going to see if there's a place we can pull over. Yeah, absolutely stunning. All these sealed roads, this would have been one of the former communities. Not sure whether it was Goldsworthy or Shea Gap. Tom's done a bit of a look around, hasn't found anything suitable, so we'll keep moving, heading towards Marble Bar. We'll find something, we usually do. Yeah, not ideal, a lot of Spinifex country. Pretty hard to find an area big enough even to put your tent. And this community would have closed down long enough so that even their sports ground would have been overgrown. We're going to move on. I think it would be a mistake to stay here, only because, you know, you're not going to be able to drive a tent peg into the soil, into the ground here. And we've still got nearly an hour and a half of daylight, so yeah, I've suggested we move on a bit, and Tom accepts that. Dave has a campsite marked on his map. It says free camp 4 kilometres away, so we'll aim for that. We've still got heaps of daylight, so yeah, we'll aim for that. It'll probably be devoid of firewood, but we'll rustle something up. Just park. Alright, there's a track in. Do you want me to go and have a look? as you would expect, void of firewood. We just drop our stuff and Tom and I will go and get some wood. Yeah, stunning location. Sun's setting in the west, so it'll rise over my left shoulder. Those rocks in the morning will look absolutely stunning. No shelter from the sun, but once the sun goes down, it won't matter. Yeah, stunning place. Beautiful. A real hidden gem. Nice, look at that. Look at that. I mean, better off it happen here than 50 k's down the road. Tom, you look like something out of Mad Max.
Yeah, I'm only a haircut, buddy.
Hold now.